It's a real honor. Thank you, Mary Lou and Scott, Mr. President. Thank you for hosting this today. And I want to thank all the vet service officers that are here today. The vet service officers are the backbone of our veterans benefits and delivery system here in Massachusetts. I'm proud to tell you that we have the #1 benefits program and services package for veterans here in the Commonwealth. That's not just bravado, it's documented. We spend twice as much per capita as the next state in the nation on our veterans here in Massachusetts, and that is a strong testament to our vet service officers. It's a strong testament to the governor, who has consistently made this a priority. My commanding officer, Secretary of Health and Human Services, John Polanowitz, who himself is an Army veteran, Black Hawk pilot in Operation Just Cause, and Blue Star family member, as John's son is in his 3rd year now at West Point. And it's a testament to our community partners, and especially the legislature, which consistently supports us. And Representative Parcella, who are here, Representative Parcella himself is a veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom. And thank you both of you. You're really strong supporters of our veterans. And when I first came into this job, I was very fortunate to have an excellent mentor and someone who himself is a veteran and who was fighting at the legislature every day for our veterans' benefits, and that's Representative Tony Berger. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for your support and for everything that you've done for our veterans as well. This is a really great opportunity, I think. Our vet service officers, and we have one in every city or town. Some towns have created districts which create some economy of scale and give us the ability to really serve communities, particular communities that might have smaller populations, who necessarily couldn't afford to bring someone on, or even if they had someone in a part-time capacity, really couldn't afford to do that in a way that we can really service them through a district approach. And those vet service officers are in the unique position that they can provide pretty much immediate services, resources, and benefits and help right there in the community level. The great part about Massachusetts is that we are resource rich when it comes to veterans benefits and services. We have so many resources and benefits from VA, and VA has 5 medical campuses, 5 hospitals here in the Commonwealth, 3 medical systems, a number of veterans outpatient clinics and veteran centers. We're really the envy, not just of New England, but all of the country, for the amount of VA resources we have here in Massachusetts. And then you layer on these tremendous state benefits that we have, which I'll talk a little bit about. Keith Jones, who's our Director of Operations, can go into a little more detail in terms of the specifics of those. But they really involve, so statutory right to receive income, medical assistance, fuel assistance, miscellaneous assistance, tax property abatements, abatements on excise tax for vehicles, help with filing VA claims for service-connected pensions, help with aid and attendance, help with VA pensions. VA brings in actually quite a bit of money here every year. In fact, in the course of a year, we bring out a little over $800 million a year in VA compensation and pension here in Massachusetts, every single year to our veterans, and that's coming right from the federal government right into our veterans' hands. That's money that's usually being turned out immediately right back into the economy, pay for fuel, to pay for rent, pay for medications, pay for things that people need to survive, and it's a pleasure for us to help those veterans get those benefits. In addition to that, our veteran service officers can offer assistance with medical, they can offer assistance with fuel, they can offer assistance with navigating the system, which even though it is generous, when you layer in numerous bureaucracies and numerous state agencies and numerous nonprofit and community-based providers, can be complicated, and we want to make sure that those folks have the opportunity to have an opportunity to navigate that system and get what they need. And then, in addition to that, we just have a really strong, I think, sort of ethos here in the Commonwealth that, people in Massachusetts don't look to VA or look to DVS and saying they take care of veterans. People in Massachusetts, by and large, from what I see going all over the Commonwealth, is that all of our citizens know that they have a role in ensuring that the men and women who serve our nation, and particularly these days, when Scott, like your son, who's here, and Representative Parcella, really represent under 1% of our total population. And there's about 45,000 veterans back in the Commonwealth since 9/11/2001. They are shouldering an incredible burden, multiple deployments, deployment out of Guard and Reserves, and they're doing that consistently for our behalf, for our safety, for our security, to serve this country. So, you know, the rest of us have an obligation to help serve them. And that's really why I'm so glad to be here at SeniorCare. I'm really glad Mary Lou and her efforts to reach out and her efforts previously with housing and urban development, you know, so that we can make those vital connections. You're in these veterans' homes every day, and we want to know, you know, not just their veterans, but their dependents or their spouses that are left behind. They're eligible for our benefits. You know, can you find out, did you serve in the military at any point during your life? It doesn't necessarily have to be during a conflict. You know, can we get your paperwork, and then make sure that those folks get connected to their vet service officers, so those vet service officers can take an application, do an assessment, and find out, are there benefits, are there services that we can be providing you, not that it is our pleasure to provide only, but that you are statutorily entitled to receive, and for which all of the benefits that we provide, all of these veterans and their dependents have earned as a result of their service. So we really want to make those connections. It's going to become vitally important, particularly in the area of senior care and home health care as we move forward over the next few years. To give you some perspective, there's about 370,000 vets that live in the Commonwealth right now. The vast majority of those veterans are Vietnam and Vietnam-era vets, who right now, on average, are somewhere in their mid to late 60s. And as those folks age and progress through the system, what we're finding is that many of them are not necessarily looking to the traditional or older models of elder care or long-term care. Many of them, when we see them, and I know this from work we've done with our two soldiers' homes, many of the Vietnam veterans and the veterans that are starting to think about long-term care and aging services are saying to themselves, I want to be in my home for as long as possible. I want to be in my community for as long as possible. I don't want to go to an institution or someplace that's disconnected from my community until I absolutely have to be there. And when they can't be in their homes, they want home health care. And when they can't get home health care, they want assisted living. And when they can't get assisted living, they want to go to services like adult day health care and be able to come home at night and be in their community, be with their families. So we want to make sure that we're caring for these folks in a way in which they want to be cared for and in a way that makes sense. And I think these connections that hopefully we can make here today will help us, along with that mission, help us achieve our goals of continuing to be the #1 vet service state in the nation. And again, we're here for any questions. Keith, I don't mean to monopolize time, but Keith, is there anything you'd like to add to that in terms of the connections and the training and just talking about the VSOs a little bit?
No, the only thing that I would emphasize is that we have that VSO in every city and town, and that's the first point of contact for anybody who has a veterans question, and the dependents also who are related to a veteran are also eligible for benefits under this, Chapter 115.
Great. Thank you. How many VSOs are in the room, by the way? Do you still count?
Yeah.
You're not leaving, Jerry. Jerry represents Beverly and is an outstanding vet service officer, and got this silly notion that he wanted to enjoy the rest of his life, so he decided to retire. And today is his last day. But Jerry, thank you for your many years of service. No, I'll turn over to...
So are you going to stay a few minutes?
Sure, I can stay.
Okay, well,
Absolutely.
okay.
Thank you very much for those remarks.